Good morning. This is WCCO for the 10 o'clock news. I'm David Millman, and these are today's headlines for August 25, 2017. The Russian-Iranian war continues into its fifth day today. Iranian troops continue their push into Georgia in an attempt to liberate the nation. Supported by NATO arms and equipment, it is believed that they will capture the Georgian capital of Tbilisi within 2 days. Although President Marin has received flack over her decision to send lethal aid to the Iranian government, she has defended this decision, claiming that the old adage of the enemy of my enemy is my friend justifies the decision, particularly since the nations of Georgia and Azerbaijan were occupied by the Russian government more than 2 months ago. Since Iranian troops entered Armenia in an attempt to quell the risk of a Russian invasion into Iran, leading to a war declaration by Russia over an illegal intervention in the Caucasus region, Russia has since been pushed away from its occupied territories by Iran. More anti-war protests broke out in Minneapolis today. Approximately 20,000 people crowded Nicollet Square in an act of protest against the decision by President Marin to send more troops to the Baltics and send more aid to Iran. While public opinion is split as to the decision of whether sending more troops is wise, it is believed that at least 400 soldiers landed at NATO Air Base Gila-Gherkin, and many more may be on the way. Oil prices continued to rise today due to widening fears that even though that the war is turning against Russia, Russia may escalate the conflict by invading Eastern Europe. While Russian President Fyodor Rovensky has denied these rumors, claiming that the war in the Caucasus region is only meant to protect Russian interests in that region, this runs into conflict with the report of Russian T-90s being spotted up and down the Estonian and Latvian border. The current Brent crude oil price is currently at just over $200 a barrel, and it shows no signs of lowering. More news will follow at 11 a.m.
Taking a family of 5 to the amusement park can cost a small fortune.
Oh, yeah. So to save some money, we thought, hey, let's bring the amusement park to us.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
All right, step right up, young man. Are you ready to ride the Wacky Waterfall?
That's just the bathtub with the shower head running.
Nope, it's the Wacky Waterfall.
It's the shower, Dad.
Waterfall.
Wacky.
There's an easier way to save. To get a free rate quote, go to geico.com, then buy online, over the phone, or at your local Geico office.
Grab your friends and family and get ready. The fair is here, and CCO is doing it right. A full hour of the Minnesota State Fair every weekday at 4. Join Frank, Amelia, Mark, and Chris as they experience the fun moments that we all love. So when you're not at the fair, tune into 4 at the Fair. CCO at the Fair is sponsored by Cub Foods.
We're going to interrupt normal programming to bring you a special news bulletin. We're receiving news that a Turkish F-16 performing normal patrol operations has been shot down by a Russian MiG-29 that had strayed into Turkish airspace. While reports are unconfirmed, it is believed that the Turkish pilot was killed in the attack, and fighting between Turkish and Russian air forces has commenced, and it is believed that American F-35s are also engaged in the conflict. An emergency session of the UN Security Council commenced a mere 5 minutes ago. However, WCCO has learned that these talks were short-lived, with the Russian ambassadors leaving following the American and Turkish governments' demands for compensatory action following today's earlier conflict. Here with more on this wrap.
The following is transmitted at the request of the White House. Due to the risk of a potential nuclear war with Russia, President Marin has ordered the voluntary evacuation of all cities with a population greater than 250,000. Please note that this is not a mandatory evacuation order, and no attack is in progress, though it may be upgraded to one if the situation warrants. However, it is to your advantage to evacuate. If you wish to do so, take the following actions. Prepare a supply kit of non-perishable food and water that can last your family for at least 14 days. Take a battery-powered radio with you that includes spare batteries. Pack an extra pair of clothing and a warm blanket for you and the rest of the family to take with you into the shelter. Have a first aid kit, along with a flashlight. Before you leave, unplug any sensitive electrical equipment, and shut off your gas, water, and electricity before leaving. Most importantly, remain calm, and do not panic. Repeat, do not panic. Evacuation centers, and their locations will be announced in a later broadcast. This message will repeat in 30 minutes.
Please stand by for a message from a representative of the President. Good morning. I am here to speak on behalf of the President, as she is currently being moved to a secure location. I am here to speak on the crisis that faces us all, and what must be done next. As many of you know, we have been supporting the Iranian government in their attempts to reverse the transgressions done upon the nations of Georgia and Azerbaijan. I am, however, unfortunate to announce that hostilities have broken out between NATO and Russia this morning in the Black Sea. While the conflict has not escalated to a war in Eastern Europe, and war has not yet been declared, the feeling amongst this administration is that it is only a matter of time before this occurs. The other feeling is that this may lead to a nuclear confrontation. As a result, President Marin has ordered the voluntary evacuation of all cities with a population over 250,000. Again, let me stress that a nuclear attack is not, repeat, not, taking place. America, it's time to face what lies ahead of us. The times are now darker than ever. It is imperative that you listen to all guidelines issued by the civil authorities, especially now that we face the prospect of nuclear war. While this is indeed a horrifying prospect, the President is urging all Americans to be calm and to continue their daily lives normally. If you feel that you must evacuate, please do so in an organized manner, but be advised that you are not required to evacuate. We are working with our Russian counterparts to seek a peaceful end to the conflict, but you know that if this conflict should escalate, even as far as a nuclear war, we will remain strong as a nation and as one people. God bless the United States of America, and God bless the nations of the world.
This concludes operations of the emergency alert system. All stations may now resume normal programming.